guest, Dr. Bandula, our administrator and registrar, Geshala, Gendawala, the deans, the faculties, the staff, and most importantly, the students of DLIG, good morning. So today is a day of celebration, as Gen Dava Seringla said. So I want to begin by congratulating the graduating batch of 2021 for this amazing feat of having completed your undergraduate degree. But let me say welcome to the University of Life. So here I want to say I'm going to give you some words of advice that are really centered around the mission of this very unique institution, which is the Dalai Lama Institute for Higher Education. Within the Tibetan community, it stands as a unique experiment in higher education, a unique project which tries to bridge traditional values with the modern system. And it basically says that there are 3 goals that you are aspiring to be a lifelong learner, to hold your Tibetan identity close to your heart, and to serve your community. So I'm going to give you some advice around these 3 points. The first starting with being a lifelong learner. So I stand before you today not as someone who's giving you advice I have not followed. I have done 2 BAs, a master's, MPhil, PhD, postdoc. I'm now finishing a 5-year Nalanda Master's Buddhist philosophy course. And since all of you are regular subject students, you can see that Buddhist philosophy is not in my area of study. I trained in economics. And still I am pursuing that. And to be honest, if I could give it half a chance, I may yet think of doing another degree. So this is how important I think it is to be a lifelong learner. This is in a way the start of your journey, it is not the end. And of course, in front of you, you have the greatest example from your own community, and that is Gyalwar Rinpoche. At 86, he is studying 4 sets of pechas a day, right? So of course, he is extraordinary, but even if we were to take him just at a mundane level, this example is something you should hold close to your heart. Because there is nothing, it's just sheer karma, right? We could be cutting the grass, we could be, going on the highway, running a truck. So the fact that you can sit in a classroom and you have amazing Genlas who have taught you, and by the way, today is also a day of congratulations to all your teachers who are absolutely fantastic, fabulous, put in so much effort. So I would say that nothing except, just an accident of, one could say, I won't say an accident of fate because we believe in cause and effect, but it's really just your karma that has brought you into situations where you can be in a classroom. Perhaps even your Momolas and Popolas never had such an opportunity. And I'll come back to the end about this, so I am saying to you, to just uphold this, goal of this mission. The second thing is Tibetan values. What do they really mean, Om Jezon Ma Pamadoma La Chat Sello. That is something your parents may have recited, and I venerate Aryatara as much as the next person. Is it wearing a chuba? Is it knowing how to make momos? Is it something deeper? And here I want to say to you that, close to your heart, retain your identity. Your identity of language, of culture, of history. And why do I say that? Again, I'm drawing from my own life experience, Khorwa is Khorwa. I think you all may have heard the term. So yet you are very young, but as the years go on and the decades go on, there will always be ups and downs in every single life. And at that time, what is going to come to use to you is something that the richness of your tradition in all its facets. So I want to say here that I myself, I spent 13 years in England. I lived there. I'm one of those people who engages with other communities. I don't stick to my own. At the same time, there was never a loss of my own identity. Because I was confident in who I am an Indian first and foremost. So even though I lived in the West for 13 years, all my friends were Westerners and different type of communities from across the world, Africans and this and that. But at the end of the day, I engaged with others, and I am telling you that as 21st century Tibetan youngsters, please engage with other communities, be it Indians, be it Westerners tomorrow, or any other communities you come across. And I will also say that even amongst your own selves, don't stick to the narrow perspective. Amala said this, and I can say it now because I feel part of an insider. Kham, Amdo, this, that. We can either narrow our vision always in life, or we can expand it. And I think if you're confident in your identity, you will expand it while not having any danger of losing who you are. The third thing I want to say to you around this is do everything to a high level. There is no competition between being a topper, between being fantastic at gourmet, between being an amazing cook, between loving your Korean bands. There is no competition between these things. So either in life you become in a low-level equilibrium where everything seems to be a challenge, or you may be someone who is, aiming high in everything, both, studies or work, and even in having fun and other things. Now I come to the last point about serving your Tibetan community. I stand here as a middle-aged Indian lady for one reason and one person, and that is the 14th Dalai Lama, His Holiness. The great fifth was of course very great, and you all as Tibetans know much more about the history of your people, but I will say that the 14th Dalai Lama is going to be judged to be the greatest of them all. And I say this not just because of the circumstances of his life, from 2 years to now 86, what he saw, the loss of a country, every kind of, ravagement, and yet the kind of person he has been, a person who leads with reason and with his heart. So what brought me here is not just faith in Gyalwar Rinpoche, although that is up there with, I would imagine, a lot of you. But it is also his emphasis on reason, the way he has played the role of the Dalai Lama. Another Dalai Lama could well have done a lot of wangs, empowerments, never spoken of bodhicitta, never spoken about Tongni, said that if you were not a monastic, this was beyond your attainment, but Gyalwar Rinpoche has not done that. He is modern in ways that we cannot even imagine. If I think of him, his position on women, his position on multilateralism, his position on perhaps a future Dalai Lama who is a female, basically in every respect he is a modernizer, and he is someone who is thinking decades and centuries ahead. So in fact we have the Geshes here who have completed their Inchi. It's a moment of great pride for us from Dripung Sera Gandin, and there were I think 22 of them from 2017. So this is His Holiness's vision and project, and it is for a reason, right? Now to come, of course he is not an ordinary being, right? Chenrezig, Buddha, we may see him in different ways. But one thing is for sure, that in his mundane aspect, he has shown us what one person can do. So literally, for the Tibetan community, I would say there is not one of you who has not basically breathed and lived of His Holiness's name from the minute you were born. Of course, the karmic connection of Tibetans to Chenrezig is something we all know about, and that is amazing. But as TCVites, and on top of that DLIG graduates, basically from childhood to now, you have in a way been nurtured by His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, and the vision of TCV as carried out by Ama Jetsun Pamela and the whole TCV family. So then how do you, and I want to just set out one thing, that when you think about Tibet's population, it's 6 million. Delhi itself is almost 30 million people, right? So Tibet's entire population is 1/5 of Delhi, and Tibetans in exile are like one neighborhood of Delhi, like say Lajpat Nagar. And yet, look at 60 years later to what degree you are punching at an international level because of Gyalwar Rinpoche. Now, how do you repay someone's kindness? Because of course, it's a step in the Bodhicitta Jangchum Sen practice, but it is also something even mundane people believe. So for you, the younger ones, if you admire Messi, if you admire Rihanna, or whoever you admire, when you admire them, you try to become them, you learn what their values are, what they practice, what they live by. So to you, I will say that know and live by His Holiness's values. And in that respect, I would say one thing, that intelligence without kindness is absolutely useless and perhaps even dangerous. And you going into the 21st century, I have a lot of hope for the younger generation. I'm not one of those who believes that, everything was great in the old days and going ahead it's just going to be terrible. I think Tibetan youngsters, like all the other youngsters in the world, are in fact going to bring about a better world. So to you, I say that the graduates of this college, you will always carry the name of the Dalai Lama in your actual graduate university place. So remember that in all that you do, that you are basically his representative, his ambassadors, wherever you end up in life and whatever age. So with that, I will end by reciting Gangri Rawe Korwe Shingam Su, Penang Deva Malu Jumene, Chenre Zibang Tenzin Yatsui, Shape Sithe Batu Debuji.